It's been more than 24 hours since a parade meant to celebrate Kansas City's Super Bowl win turned into the scene of America's latest mass shooting. Around here, you can't help but draw comparisons between the shooting in Kansas City to the Boston Marathon bombings and the stretch of championship parades that we've had. NBC 10's Eli Rosenberg has more.
In a scene becoming painfully all too familiar, people racing for cover in Kansas City after another mass shooting.
My daughter tried to climb on top of me to protect me.
And today, a day later, the search for answers.
The detectives working the case have their hands full.
Terry Ziegler would know. He was the longtime police chief of the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department.
They're going to have to go through a lot of interviews, a lot of video footage, as well as the surrounding surveillance video.
The tragedy in Kansas City hitting home in Boston for former Boston Police Commissioner Bill Evans.
That's everyone's nightmare, what happened yesterday in Kansas City.
As commissioner, Evans oversaw security for 2 New England Patriots Super Bowl parades and a Red Sox World Series parade as well.
The novelty of them winning wore out. That I didn't want to see them win. They were stressful events for me to make sure the city was safe and nobody got hurt.
And this in Kansas City. Naturally bringing back painful memories for those in New England of the 2013 Boston Marathon bombings.
We would be doomed to repeat history if we didn't study it.
Dr. David King is a trauma surgeon at Mass General and says much like the Boston Marathon, the parade was a scheduled event with plenty of police and paramedics there. Dr. King says having those resources on hand, much like they were on the marathon route back in 2013, no doubt helps save lives. He adds doctors here will be studying the medical response in Kansas City in the coming months.
We don't want to come away being frightened, but we want to come away being educated and smarter.
All right, Eli is joining us live in Boston tonight. Eli, I know this is a community near and dear to your heart. You were raised there. I know you have family that are still there. You worked as a reporter there covering a parade when the Kansas City Royals won the World Series back in 2015. I'm sure you talked to your family. What are they saying tonight?
Corey, there remains a lot of hurt and a lot of disbelief as well. For a little perspective, we're on Boylston Street right now. That's the Boston Marathon finish line. All those parades come right down here. That's Union Station in Kansas City, really the backdrop of so many memories, and that's what was happening yesterday. A beautiful day. Ton of people I know were at this parade, really the highest of highs in Kansas City, considering they had just won the Super Bowl. That parade was going on. Then, though, the lowest of lows with the mass shooting really come crushing down in a city that really is not used to that kind of violence. But you saw that video maybe of those people tackling a suspect. Those in Kansas City are really tough, and they're going to use that toughness as they start to heal.